Hey guys, thanks for tuning into F1 Podcast, episode 63 now. As always, it's Max and Pep, and we actually recorded last weekend. We actually did some nice recording, Max, last weekend. I thought,
even if we say so ourselves,
yeah, we did.
It was awesome.
It was great, and then of course I loaded onto the computer and it wasn't there. So this is working. So apologies for last weekend, but we did have some stuff last weekend, Max. I've actually got the notes here from last weekend. Cool. We had the Barcelona review talking about Heikki's accident and the fact that the Ferraris did well in Barcelona, and the engine failures of Alonso and Williams. So there was plenty going on, mate.
Sure was.
But of course, the main things, of course, is the Ferrari dominance lately, Max. Plenty of that.
Oh, mate.
Kimmy's just been killing it. What did you think generally of Barcelona and, you know, Heikki's accident? Pretty scary.
Yeah, it was scary, but I thought Ferrari stamped their authority back in the championship, mate, at Barcelona.
They killed him, mate.
It was a ritual murder. That's what it was. Let's not put too fine a point on it.
Yeah,
it was murder.
Yeah.
But mate, I'm pleased, like we all are, that Heikki got out of his crash A-OK. Shades of Schumacher at Silverstone in 1999.
Yeah, very close. Yeah, it reminded me as well of Silverstone. Yeah.
Yeah, and great thing that he came out of it, mate, in tip-top shape. He's racing this weekend in Turkey. So yeah,
all cleared up.
Very scary.
After his 27 Gs and destroying the front of that car. Yeah. So it was just amazing. But anyway, it was a great race, and Heikki's all right, as you say. And
correct.
And you know, so we had a few things to talk about, Max, last week. The other thing was about Eastern Creek, the circuit in Sydney, which is used at the moment for local V8 supercars and other things.
And A1GP.
Yes,
right.
A1GP, and they're talking about revamping that and actually Sydney getting a Grand Prix. So we've been, you know, like a lot of you guys out there who have been emailing us who are from Australia and from Sydney saying, oh yeah, bring it on. We're pretty much the same. We'd love it. Whether it would happen or not is another thing, mate.
Yeah, it'll be fantastic if it comes to Sydney, if we can nick something back from Melbourne. But will it happen? In my humble opinion, no, it won't. I agree with Alan Jones. It's unless you throw hundreds of millions of dollars at it, it's not going to work.
Yeah, and will they throw that money? Probably not. And as Max said, it needs a lot of money. You know, we've been there. A lot of you guys have probably seen it, and for those who haven't, you can look it up. It's not. It needs everything done.
It's way too short, and it needs a whole revamp.
Yeah, fences, pits,
track
layout,
track redesign. Yeah, as Pep said, layout.
Yeah. Runoff areas. I mean, it just needs everything. So,
it does.
Yeah, mate, that's what we had from the last podcast anyway. And then we were just building up for Le Turks. We were talking about the Triple Apex and also the fact that Massa does well there. But that was last week, Max.
It's gone.
That was gone.
That's history.
We're moving on to Turkey now.
Live in the now.
And mate, I was actually away for a couple of days this week, and I didn't have internet access, Max. And then I logged on, and there it was, Super Aguri. Gone.
Man, I'm glad I was nowhere near you. So I know you would have shed tears, mate. But what does this mean for Ant? Is he determined, Pep, to remain in Formula One? Come back?
I was looking at the stories on the internet, and it was like, what's happening to Sato? And I'm thinking, yeah, but what about Ant? And then a couple of days later, I was like, yeah, Ant came out and said he felt that F1 was his place, and that his future was in F1. He would be back.
It's what he's trained for.
But drivers aside, mate, it's a very sad story, and there's lots of debate about the smaller teams and their contribution and their future in F1. And I'm sorry they're gone, Max. The writing was on the wall, though. I think last race it was looking very tenuous, and I'm sorry they're gone,
mate. I love Super Aguri as soon as they started smashing the factory team or the works team with their car from the year before, the 2006 Honda Aguri against the 2007 Honda.
And when they were killing it, yeah.
They were smashing them.
Yeah.
And so I built up a lot of fondness for Super Aguri, but look, it's all about money in this sport at the end of the day, and yeah, you're going to be hard pressed to make a go of it unless you're a manufacturer, or whether or not they bring down, they allow chassis to be on-sold. Don't even bother unless you're a manufacturer, really.
Yeah, these
And it's
smaller
sad.
teams, you just, is there a place anymore, or does the grid have to be filled with manufacturers?
Bearing in mind, Williams have done they're still on the grid and have done
Yep.
a wonderful job, but Super Aguri certainly aren't Williams, mate.
Yeah, so I guess, there'll be another team, I guess, to buy them out, probably land on the grid, I don't know, this year.
Yeah, well,
Anything could happen, but
yeah, I think it's done and dusted for this year. But it's either going to need a manufacturer or a country who's got companies like Russia, for example, millions and millions of rubles worth. Maybe a conglomerate buying into F1, but other than that, I mean, manufacturer is the way to go, I suppose. So.
all right, well, moving on to Turkey, there's been a bit of build-up in terms of Ferrari continuing to do well. Webber went off in second practice and destroyed the car, but walked away. There's, it's going to be, as far as I'm concerned, a bit more of Ferrari momentum. I can't really go past them at the moment, Max.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from, but before I go into all of this, I just want you to know, because it's the Turkish weekend, I've had 5 Turkish delight bars this morning.
Yes. I had Turkish bread with bacon and eggs.
Really? Oh, I also had some turkey from last night for breakfast this morning as well. So just getting in the Turkish mood. Mate, Webber's shun. Not the best, and I love his comment. Yes, it was 100% my fault. I didn't respect the AstroTurf like I should have. Now, I've never heard an F1 driver say that before, but I thought that was great. But I thought it was wonderful that Webber stuck his hand up.
Taking
and said, "Yeah, I stuffed up."
responsibility. Listen up, Felipe.
Yeah, if it was Felipe Meza, the car just stepped out. Sorry. Yeah, but I mean...
Yeah, no,
stuck
as
his hand
always,
up.
he does put his hand up, Webber.
Yeah,
He's like that.
that was good.
All right, guys, thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Bye.
It's a game and we're all just victims of the